Hey everyone, it's Jen from Lodo Family. And you may be wondering, what does Smucker's jelly and Twinkies have in common? Well, J.M. Smucker's, the actual umbrella corporation, just bought Hostess. And of course, Hostess is the maker of Twinkies. So, J.M. Smucker's, which is the parent company, they actually own a ton of recognizable names that you may not know of. They own Jif, Carnation, Dunkin', the ground coffee and different Dunkin' brand items that you find in the grocery store, Folgers, Cafe Bustelo, Eagle brand, which is a ton of different baking supplies, and of course, Smucker's Uncrustables. And part of this deal of buying Hostess is they are going to basically buy the rights to all of their brands. Okay. And these are going to be like your Hostess cupcakes, your Twinkies, your Ding Dongs, your Ho Hos. They also have the Donettes, which is the little mini donuts, Zingers, coffee cakes, and fruit pies. Part of this deal also includes Voortman Bakery. They are the maker of cookies, and they have a whole line of zero sugar cookies, wafers, and mini cookies. So let's see how this is going to affect the consumer. One of the really cool things about when a large umbrella company buys another brand and it becomes part of their company is usually we start to see some really interesting products come out. Now, Hostess, over the past couple of years, has already been doing a ton of different collaborations. And recently, they came out with a bunch of these iced lattes. They have different coffee pods with different flavors of their iconic different snacky cakes. And then over here, they also have dessert kits. These are basically where you can make your own Twinkie or cupcake or ding dong flavored dessert. Okay. Now, this is really important because, as you know, J.M. Smucker's, they own a whole bunch of coffee companies and they own a whole bunch of baking companies because they also have like a flour company. They own multiple peanut butter companies. It'll be interesting. So I expect to see a whole lot more products out there that are going to be like a cross of different Smucker's companies that pair up with Hostess. And I expect to see a whole lot more coffee products. I'm thinking like coffee creamers, flavored coffees. And then I expect to see a whole lot more dessert kits. You know, baking as a whole has really, really exploded over the last couple of years. So I expect to start seeing lots and lots of different either like baking kits or seasonal kits. And then I also expect to see some price fluctuations. Now, I don't know if you know this, but a few years back, Hostess was actually so far into debt that they had to file for bankruptcy and they almost completely shut down. They were able to restructure their debt and to live on to fight another day. And they actually put feelers out a couple weeks ago saying that they wanted to be bought out. And J.M. Smucker's just jumped right on that deal, which totally makes sense when you see that J.M. Smucker's is really trying to get more into like the snack food section. And you may remember I had another video about kind of that the snack industry is taking off. So it totally makes sense to keep going with that area. Now, we know that Hostess still has a lot of debt. And when J.M. Smucker's buys it, they're going to carry on that debt. So in order to pay off or at least offset some of that debt, I expect that we might see the price of Hostess products go up. This means we may actually see some better sales, but the just standard price will probably go up. So let's start a discussion here. What do you think about this buyout or this merger? On one hand, it keeps these iconic snack cakes on the shelves. There are tons of people that love the Hostess brand, and this is what keeps it on the shelves and they're still able to buy it. Now, another good thing is there's a possibility of lots of new products and new flavors. It would not surprise me if they come out with a new snacky cake that's jelly filled because Smucker's owns jelly. Now, on the other hand, we could potentially see a whole bunch of changes. I'm talking about changes in marketing strategy. This could be how they advertise their products. We could see different packaging. I mentioned that we might see some different prices. And one thing, whenever one company buys another, even when they continue the brand, they usually go through and try to do some cost-cutting measures. So you might see the recipe for your favorite snack cakes change. So they might not taste the same. So, and honestly, would you still buy a Twinkie if it didn't taste like the Twinkie you remembered when you were a kid? I don't know. What do you think?